Just bought some at the nearby small market. Sorry, I should say a small supermarket. It's called Daily Tops, or Tops Daily. I think that market is slightly larger than the normal 7-Eleven. 7-Eleven is almost the smallest one I visit, and this one is slightly larger. But this is, of course, not a mega sale, mega mall like this. And I bought a shaver because I tried to shave this morning, but I found that the shaver is not that capable of doing this task. So I want to have a try with the what I can buy in Thailand. At least the earbuds, I think the one I bought in Thailand is much better than the one I bought back in China. So maybe this rule also applies to some other products. By the way, I'm on my way home, and when I reach the hospital, it means I am almost halfway through, and I've got another halfway to go. And when I walk past the hospital, it's almost the entrance of the ancient gate, the ancient city. And it will totally be another kind of walk view. Like here you can still see it's very busy. Maybe not compared with the Bangkok, of course it's nothing, but I think here is still very busy in Chiang Mai. And just now I just ended another round of live in the Chinese platform. And this is also the reason why I want to launch another round, but this time I use YouTube to give YouTube live. And it's also a practice of my English too. I hope every day I can have some chance to do this. Last night I met one Chinese guy who lived here with his families because of the education of the children. He moved here 12 or maybe, no, yeah, about 12 years ago. At that time, his children were, the bigger one was 6, and the smaller one was only 2 years old. And nowadays, the bigger one is about to enter college. How time flies. How time flies. And last night he gave me a treat in a famous local restaurant. It's called the Three Brothers Organic Farm Restaurant. And I tasted the salmon there, the salmon fish there. In general, I'm very happy with that salmon fish. So good. must say that let the lady wait for a little bit while because I'm doing my live now. I try to explain something to a lovely lady about how similar the Thai maybe temple looks compared with the Chinese Yunnan temples or Chinese temples in Yunnan, especially the southern Yunnan, somewhere near the Xishuangbanna. Because the biggest mall here in Chiang Mai is Maya. I hope I pronounced it correctly. At least the spellings looks like Ma and Ya, maybe Maya. And outside Maya, you can find a little shrine, or you can also say a little temple. And inside that little shrine is Ganesh. It's Ganesh. It's the little elephant god in Hinduism. But the shrine, the little temple, is totally a Thai style. It's a Thai Buddhist style temple. So it's a Thai Buddhist temple housing a Hindu god. And next to it, next to Ganesh, the elephant, is another icon. It's called Hirono, maybe Hirono. And that one is actually a character from Pop Mart. And that's Chinese. Pop Mart is a Chinese enterprise. So it's Chinese. And when I was taking a picture there, two, I think, Malaysian girls were also taking pictures around the icon. So it's quite a mix, you know, it's quite a mix. We have Hinduism, we have Thai, we have Chinese, we have Malaysian. So this can also show the characteristic of Thailand. It's a melting point. It's a melting pot. Or you can say it's international. It's super international. Once again, have a guess who this god can be. Huh? Is that a god? I think it should be a god. Maybe a Buddha. Oh, it's Buddha. All right. My mistake. It's Buddha. Okay, let's go. This is not the sightseeing trip. Let's leave that to tomorrow. Okay. If you are interested, you can also leave a message. If you want to visit some temple, I can go there, but the problem is it's not that proper maybe to shoot videos inside. It's a little bit unrespectful to the social culture maybe. So last night, that Chinese big brother gave me a treat in a fancy restaurant. And he was, he is working as a priest. He's working as a priest. Christianity. A full-time Christian, a priest, or you can also say a pastor. That's also interesting, huh? And why he found me is because he watched my videos about Hebrew, about Greek for so long time. You can also say that he is a fan of me. And this is like a fan meeting offline. And this is also my first time to see somebody offline because of my videos outside China. When I am traveling inside China, this is not rare. It's to some degree very common for someone just to pop up and say, Mr. Bright, you have come to my province, my city, like this kind. But this is definitely the first time outside China. Another thing is that, in fact, the reason why I chose to visit Thailand for another time, just in 1 month's time, is just because of them. There can also be a very big reason for this, because last time when I was here, that is about 1 month ago, just 1 month ago, I was waiting for the flight ticket price to drop. Because at that time, to fly from China directly to Cairo to Egypt is too high the price. So I decided to have some other places to stay at first and wait until the price can fall to a reasonable scale. And because it's just a temporary stay, and the stay is super short, it's only 6 days. I only stayed in Bangkok. And at that time, someone, actually just these two guys in Chiang Mai were asking me whether I can pay a visit to Chiang Mai and to give me a treat. So that's the reason why I say, the reason why I appear here is also partly because of them. Of course, I'm not totally looking forward to their big dinner like this kind. I just, it's not bad to have this kind of experience. And I also want to have a revisit to Chiang Mai. This was my second time. Yeah, this is the second time. The first time, I think maybe 3 years ago. And at that time, I didn't quite feel Chiang Mai a very good place for me, because it's not that colorful as Bangkok. So if you just want to enjoy the social life, a more colorful life, the neon lights, the crowds, you should go to Bangkok. This is not a place for you. But this time I think I want to slow down my pace, and I want to try to adapt to the life here. Good. It proved to be another kind of life. So that's the reason why I think the next time when I come, I wish I can stay here a little longer, because I think I have begun to adapt to the slow pace in Chiang Mai, and it's about time to leave. So next time, I hope that I can stay here longer, at least 2 weeks. The first week is like to adapt to this, but next time the adaptation should take much shorter time. This time is, I think, almost a week to finally accept this kind of work style or this type of lifestyle, life pace. And I met another 2 persons this noon, a man and a lady. And both of them are, I should say that all of the 3 persons I have met, they are all from the same place, some place northern to Chiang Mai, the main part. It's a little bit like to live in the suburb of Chiang Mai. Because at that place, in Chinese we call that place Hangdong, but I don't know how to say that in Thai. So Hangdong, at that place, is a place for international schools. It is true, I cannot see many schools here, and the only schools I can see is not international. It's very local. So I think that in Hangdong, that place, I can really find some international schools. And this also gives me another kind of suggestion. That next time when I come, whether I can choose Hangdong to live. Yes, it's true that it might be a little bit far from the Taipei Gate, the Maya like this. But if I want to have some change, right? If I want to experience something new, to live in that remote area can also be a kind of experience. Maybe it's not that remote. Maybe you can find more Chinese over there, more Chinese families, because not only the 2 gentlemen I met, they had this kind of choice, but in fact, a lot of Chinese, especially Chinese middle class, they have this kind of concern. They do not want their children to follow the mainstream in China, to go to the public schools in China. But if they choose to send their children to the international schools in China, it's very costly. The price is usually too high for them to afford. It's true that they are middle class, but they are not super rich. By the way, super rich is also a money exchange place in Thailand. And super rich might have a very good exchange rate. You can have a try. Maybe much better than those banks. But it's another story. So maybe if I move to that place, Hangdong, I can find a lot of Chinese families. Maybe I can develop another kind of social network over there. Maybe I can find some families to share their stories with me. And that can be another very fantastic thing to do. And I think that is much more meaningful than just visiting the normal spots in the ancient city. Taipei Gate is just 2 picture thing. Maya, Ningman 1, yeah. Maybe Ningman 1 can attract a lot of foreigners, especially the Europeans, Americans. But that one is not appealing to me. Yes, I think those restaurants a little bit too pricey. And I think the one suits me most is the night market. Very cheap, very local Thai food. Just to try something local, try something Thai, try something made for the plain people. I think it's good. It's good. Do not just stay in those fancy restaurants to taste those things that are specially made for the foreigners. This can also be another effort I want to make in my future travels, especially when I travel to these kind of places that I have already traveled before, that I have already visited most of the scenery spots before. So it makes almost no sense for me to buy another round of tickets and to go to those places to get those pictures down. What else can I do? What else can I do? Besides those scenery spots, besides those tourist attractions, what else can we do? To live like a local can be more interesting and challenging, I think. To try to get a plain life, try to get a more down to the root, to touch the root life, to feel the real heat of this place. Another thing is about my trip plans. I think I'm about to try my best to change my flight schedule. I hope to postpone that for another week. If I can succeed in doing that, I will stay at least 2 or 3 days in Pattaya. In fact, it's also a revisit. 2 or 3 years ago, I visited Pattaya for the first time and I stayed there for 1 night. And here I'd like to have another try to see what Pattaya looks like now. But to go to Pattaya can be also a little bit challenging because if you want to do live, you should be very careful. There are too many places that are not suitable to appear. Another friend I met today is a lady. And the reason why she chose to come is just because she was tired of Beijing, tired of the mega cities. And she would like to stay in some quiet place, somewhere without a lot of noises. In fact, these are very typical answers. It's not totally not surprising to me. Number 1, for the education of the kids. Number 2, for another peaceful life. What other possibilities can be? What other kind of possibilities can be? Why they choose to come to Chiang Mai? Because of the business opportunities. I don't quite think Chiang Mai has a lot of business opportunities. Oh. And tomorrow can be counted as my last day in Chiang Mai. The day after tomorrow, I will fly back to Bangkok, and I have at least 2 days, if possible, another 1 week there. 1 week there. Yeah, I began to adapt to the slow pace in Chiang Mai, and I'm about to leave. And I also kind of miss Bangkok for that atmosphere. Although maybe not so many people are fond of that kind of atmosphere, but for me it's okay. I like that kind of busy, noisy, colorful city life. At different periods of life, at different periods of life, people may have their own preferred. Maybe in my 40s, I would like to stay in places like Bangkok. So I still have a lot of energy. I still have a lot of ambitions. But maybe when I reach 50 or 60, I would prefer to stay here. For example, at that time, maybe I just wish every day I can spend some time to write my own autobiography. Talk about what I have been through in the past several decades. Or just to live a very normal, slow-paced life. Every day to chat with the same person. Although nowadays I think it's horrible, but maybe when I reach 50 or 60, that's the best thing I think I can do every day. That means great luck. You still have someone to talk to. You still have someone who can sincerely listen to you. Maybe that's the best luck. Just like yesterday, I think, one of my university pals pop up one message in a WeChat group of my major in university. And he was asking whether we should have some reunion after 20 years graduation. And I was thinking, wow, 20 years. because I can very clearly still remember the 10th anniversary for our graduation. And now it's 20 years. It's just like yesterday. Time slips by so quickly and so silently. I can still remember those young, nice, good-looking faces of my colleague, classmates. But nowadays, all of us turn over 40. And all of us I hope everything can slow down a little bit. But maybe the outcome can only be the opposite. The life can only be accelerating, accelerating, and accelerating. That is to say, when you want to see the 30th anniversary, it will also be very quick. So I hope that since the life goes so fast, I can spend every day more meaningfully, to spend more time on those things that can really help somebody, really leave some value to the world. Okay, so this is my hostel, or I can say that the place near my hostel. It's also a night market, actually, or you can say, a night market. And this makes my stay a little bit noisy, I must say. This can also be a very, very live spot in the old city. And I think it's time for me to get offline. And if you like this kind of live, please subscribe, and let's see each other again next time then. Bye bye.